Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Halifax Port Authority, welcome to Port Days 2017.
We are Canada's East Coast. Halifax is Canada's ocean city. Our fortunes and our identity have always been tied to the sea. The port is fundamental to the Halifax story, to be not simply a city with a fascinating past, but a city with a bright future in a changing economy.
We recognize that Canada's ports play an important role as gateways that will help us grow our economy further, moving nearly $400 billion worth of merchandise every year, contributing $25 billion to Canada's GDP.
All across the region, innovators and entrepreneurs are seizing the competitive advantages of our city. And the members of our port community are no different. We too must continue to evolve to make the most out of our very greatest strategic asset, this port and this harbor.
The ports, of course, are an essential piece of the supply chain puzzle and are highly complex. The degree of complexity is, of course, dependent on the number of players. So we have the ship operators, we have the agents, we have the pilots, tugboats, and we have the labor, the merchant, the employers association. We have the rail lines, 1 or 2 rail lines, it depends. Then we have the trucking companies, and we have the customs. So I think what the bracket of all this is the Port Authority, which we have here. Yeah? And I think what we need for the future is we need to have some sort of digitalized model of the port where all players come together on the same platform.
I do believe that in order to make sure that we invest in the right infrastructure for transportation systems, we need to work together. And it's not necessarily just municipality, province, and country. It does include the private sector, and I think that we, as leaders of our transportation, marine transportation sector, we need to work together in a collaborative way to make sure that we do get the right investments to help our exporters bring their goods to market.
When we talk about investing in the supply chain infrastructure, more and more all of us are challenged to not only just invest in the brick and mortar and steel, but also invest into technology. And the investment in what one would call digital asset is becoming quite critical.
Ports. Our port, you can't pick up a port or you can't buy a port. If we didn't have this wonderful port, we wouldn't be here. It's a great place. We're full of talent. We are really inexpensive comparatively. Why not here? It's a beautiful place to live. We do live where others come to vacation. People like to have a life today. I don't really quite get this whole lifestyle balance thing, but I get it for my kids, so I think we should be able to sell that. We just need to pull it all together.
This year, Canada celebrated our 150th year anniversary. Well, 25 years after that, in the age of steam, the very first Hapag vessel crossed the North Atlantic to arrive in Canada and sailed into Montreal. We're very grateful that the Port of Halifax was later added to the roster to Hapag-Lloyd's regular rotation, and we certainly value the very strong relationship that our organizations share.